Well, it's time to review and test another gas mask, and this time it's a gas mask that I sort of already have, but now I've got the superior Czechnology version to it, not the Polish version. It is the Czech CM-3 Gas Mask, which I'm sure lots of you will know, but I previously had the Polish MT1. So it comes in like a really tall vertical bag. When it arrived, all the pieces were separate, so I put them in the bag. So it's got some quite stiff buttons. There we go. So in the vertical bag you get your gas mask. So this is the Czech CM3 rather than the Polish MC1. Essentially it's the same mask. It's got the Tissot tubes on the inside of the eyes, which is nice so it won't fog up. It looks like it's already had some sort of dim stuff smeared over it. It's got a lovely bakelite, which is one of the main reasons I bought this. Thank you to whoever told me about this in the comments on the Polish one. The Czech one has bakelite, brown bakelite as the intake exhale, which looks a lot better quality than the Polish one. There's the intake there. It's got a narrower intake with a washer, which is probably quite a good thing. It means it will fit more filters, although I'm not expecting it to work for anything but GOST filters. And it's got the same sort of straps and rubber as the Polish M10 and M10M, which means it will be more comfortable, and the CM4 as well. So the inside of the mask looks quite primitive. Let me try and somehow show you that on camera. If I pull this back, then maybe you'll see better. Maybe. Yeah, you've got your intake valve where an eye sort of nose area is. You can see a little thing, and then your exhale valve is the circle there. So I'm going to put the mask on, get the straps sorted. Oh, before I get on to testing it, you have both a filter in here, and the filter most likely is not safe, as I have said to lots of people before regarding these masks. I'll show you the filter, but it's sealed up at the bottom. It was made in 1978, this one. However, these filters, although it has not been confirmed, I suspect contain asbestos. The reason being that all of the Soviet filters that have been tested have been confirmed to contain asbestos. The only Soviet filter that I have not heard results on is the EO19 PBF filters, but I'd also suspect they do. If every other Soviet filter contains asbestos, why would they not put it in one of their mask filters? Some of the other Warsaw PACT filters are confirmed to contain asbestos, so I'd go on the logic that here is a Czech filter from Czechoslovakia during Soviet occupation. Their factories would have made the filters to the same standards as Soviet filters most likely, therefore the filters contain asbestos. So I'm going to put my modern Polish filter on, which has a GOST thread on it. Now this is really interesting, this came in it, I have no idea what this is. Is it bandages? Is it some sort of, it says, I'm guessing that's sterilisation, maybe, but some sterilising stuff, some anti-mustard gas ointment, I don't know. It's sealed, I'm not going to bother cutting it open because it's a nice little collectible like this, but I thought that's quite neat, you know, getting some Czech thing, I don't know what it is, in the mask bag with the thing. As far as I can tell, there is no anti-dim kit in this bag either. I'm just feeling around for that now, but it seems there is not an anti-dim kit in with this mask, so I'll have to just use one of my other anti-dim kits if I want to get the mask working. Not fogging up, but it's got the intakes to the eyes, so it's got a Tissot system. So let me test it now, and we will see, at least with a modern filter, and we'll see if it's any good. Okay, so the mask's on. It's actually more comfortable than the Polish version. I think that's simply because it's a softer rubber. So let's spray this, and then we will see if the mask works. I know the filter works, but will the mask work? That is the question. Right, the organic vapour is raining down on me now, so I will tell you if the mask works. So far so good. Let me just try and get the straps fully tight to ensure that I get a good readout. So far I can't smell anything, which is a good sign, just the rubber of the mask. So I'm going to just double check this once I've done the testing segment. But I can't actually remember the Polish version having a Tissot system. So I'm going to check that. You can see the Tissot's quite clearly there where the eyes are. So every time I inhale, you can see it clears the mask. I'm just going to try and fog them up on purpose and then get it to clear.
Here goes. I can't demonstrate all that well on camera, but the Tissot systems work pretty well. As I said, I can't smell anything either, so both the filter and the mask are working. You can see where the exhale valve is there. And yeah, this mask is fairly comfortable for what it is. I imagine the Czech one is similar to the Polish one. Maybe Army reservists got it, but for the most part it was meant for civil defence use. So it's a bit like a GP5. You make the mask as cheap as possible, and then, you know, it keeps people alive, but it's not necessarily comfortable. I said I really like this bakelite bit here. That's good. As far as I'm aware, it's like the Polish version. There's no actual proper speech diaphragm, but it's been made in a way where it sort of vibrates and amplifies your voice. So it's got a pseudo speech diaphragm. But yeah, the anti-fogging system works well. It clears it up once it fogs up. And if you found some anti-fouling paste, you could put that on there as well and have a really good thing. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this mask, to tell you the truth. It's funny because I'm not a massive fan of the Polish one, but it's like the Polish one with more comfortable rubber that demists itself, and it has bakelite on it, so that's cool. It also has one of these neck straps that a lot of these masks have. Like I said, I really like these straps because it means you can take the mask off and hang it from your neck when not in use if you want to, rather than having it in the satchel so you can put on faster. Easy to do up 6-point head harness. I assume it's easy to release it as well. Maybe. Or maybe it's not easy to release and I'm stuck. How do I release the mask, I wonder? Oh, just like that, okay. Well, yeah, I can definitely smell stuff if I do that, so, yes, the mask is working fine, so, well done. The Czech CM-3 works fine. As said, I wouldn't trust its original filters. Please, if you're going to use it, get newer filters, but for the most part, like the Czech CM4, the Czech CM-3 is a very adequate mask. This is again a better mask in my opinion than the M10 and M10M. The M10s are made of nice rubber. They're comfortable enough for what they are, but they're cheap filter masks, which means on principle they're bad masks. But yeah, big thumbs up for this mask. We know it works. So what I'm just going to do now is we're just going to do a side-by-side comparison with the Polish MC1, and we'll see how this mask is better. Okay, so here are the masks side-by-side for comparison. Polish MC1 there, Czech CM3 there. So the Czech mask definitely has a nicer rubber. You might be able to see there that it's more supple. So basically it's more comfortable on your face because the rubber moves in more of your face. The straps, I'd say, are slightly better on the Czech version. They're a bit more elasticated, but it's not a massive, you know, points up there to it. Both have the same sort of crimped eyepieces, so no advantage to one or the other. Both do actually have the Tissot system. It just seems the Czech one works better. Whether or not it's because it blows air more directly onto the lenses, I don't know. But it definitely, even with that one with the defogging sort of stuff, paste on the inside, the Czech version is better. Intake and exhale. The Czech version has a bigger intake and exhale section. Said the valves are slightly different on there as well. Intakes are slightly different. That one's actually at an angle, interestingly enough. Now if we look inside the mask, we'll see some slight differences as well. Let me just fold these over so you can see inside, if it's going to let me. I can't do this very easily, but on the Polish one, the sort of outtake valve is at that angle, a bit like you'll see with the intakes. Now I can actually fold this one over better because of the softer rubber. The exhale is there on the Czech version. So, as I said, both masks are very good. An interesting thing about sizing is this Czech one's supposedly a size medium, it fits me very well. But it's a size 4. Apparently the Czech masks, unlike the Soviet ones, which went to about the size 4, these go up to about size 7 or 8.
1 being very small, I think 8 being very large, which is a really weird sizing system, but apparently, you know, they did more sizes, so just bear in mind if you think, oh, I'm normally a size 2 or 3 in a Russian mask, you might be like a size 4 or 5 in a Czech mask, at least of this type anyway. But yeah, as said, both of these are good enough. But if you're going to be able to get one and not the other and they're roughly the same price, I would recommend the Czech one over the Polish one, simply because it's more comfortable and seems to make a better fit just for me. But anyway, so that's what my opinion is on them. Both are nice to have as a collector. I quite like having 2 masks like this where you can look at the variants and say, how was this one improved or not improved over the other one? But there you go. It looks like the Polish one was probably cheaper to produce, I'd imagine, so they cut the cost down of the Czech one. Polish one doesn't have the neck strap on either that I like. But anyway, that's the Czech CM-3, Polish MC1, and the Czech CM-3 passed our test, and it's a very nice mask.